Hey folks, welcome to the video. In this one, we're going to take a look at Rory Watson, who, with a relatively small following, has managed to amass more than 2 million views on his Instagram Reels, and that following is now growing really quickly. We're going to look at what he did and how he did it so that we can strip it all back, look at the general principles, and apply the same thing to your niche and to your account so that you can get similar results. So if you're new here, I'm Johnny. This channel is all about photography, creativity, and smashing it on social media. So if that sounds like you, definitely punch me in the subscribe button. Now, before we take a deep dive into this content, I want to recommend that you head over to Rory's account and give him a follow. And another quick point, I'm not suggesting anyone directly copies his content. That wouldn't work anyway. What you need to do is look at the general principles and apply the same sort of thing to your account. So let's get the phone, record the screen, and take a look at his account. 3, 2, 1. Okay, recording. So this is Rory Watson, travel photographer. We'll switch to his Reels. Now we're going to look at all of these here. He's got a whole load, yeah? So we'll go all the way to the bottom and we'll look at where he started. As you can see at the bottom here, this is a lot of content from his travels. As we come up here, you can see with this one, this is the first big jump in his content. And I like this one. This is something we saw a lot a few months ago, which is tilting the phone. You can see what's happening here, and it makes you feel like you're interacting with the content. So it's a really nice idea, and it makes you watch all the way through. And obviously, it did well, 14,000. Now, if we scroll up, we can see, again, more of the same sort of thing, and then all of a sudden, we have another kind of interactive reel here. This one's got 90,000. This is a big leap for what he was doing at the time. And I actually saw this one when it came out, and I thought it was really interesting, because it's letting you know how to do that before After Effects on your phone. And as soon as I saw this, I watched this a few times because I wanted to know. I wanted to know how to do that. I've never known, and you know, this is really useful stuff. This is the kind of thing that, you know, a YouTuber would make a 5-minute video on how to create this content, and he's done it in what, 15, 30 seconds? Yeah, nice job. But something that's really interesting, right? If we go to the very beginning, you can see this one here, okay? So, beautiful view, looking over the Madeira mountains, as far as I know. You can see in the caption here, sunrise above the clouds. Just keep that in mind, okay? So this one has 5,000. Now what happens when he reposts the exact same content? Where is it? It's up here somewhere. The exact same content, but instead of that, he puts it as a title here. Ever watch the sunrise from above the clouds? Wait for the photos. So I'm waiting, I'm still watching, and then all of a sudden he posts some banger photos up there as well. You know, this is great content, and then we're back to the beginning, and we might just watch that again, you know. I thought this one was really interesting, and I feel like it deserved a few more views. This is just how to remove something in Adobe After Effects. Done really quickly and really nicely, explained well, and a lot of people get this wrong. A lot of people do this too quickly, so you can't really see what's going on. But I think he's done a really good job here. So you get the idea. So I've broken this down into 5 key points that I think you can apply to your content. Point number 1, he has created useful and valuable content. Educational content, how-tos, tips, that sort of thing is something that gets a lot of views, and it's a really great way of getting people to watch all the way through, watch again, and then act on it. For example, they go back to your profile, they go to your Reels, and they watch all of your other Reels because they are interested in what you are teaching. This is a great way to get people to watch and engage with your content. So if you, within your niche, have the opportunity to teach something, remember all the things that you know now you didn't know a few years ago. So you could cater to all those people that are in the same position that you were a few years ago. You don't have to be an expert. So point number 1, create educational, valuable, useful content. Point number 2, he has been consistent. Not only has he created content within a set niche, he has also created the same type of content. So as a potential follower, it would make it very easy to know what to expect next. This is key to gaining followers with your content. If people understand what they're going to get when they hit the follow button, they're far more likely to do that. And that is why consistency is so important, because it really lets people know the type of content that you are going to produce in the future. That's the key. So point number 3, he has created a lot of content and on a regular basis. Now I don't know Rory well enough to know what his mindset was when he created it, but I can tell that he has invested a lot of time and energy into that, and that investment has paid off. I get a lot of messages from people who want me to review their content, and when I go and take a look, I find that they've just posted, you know, a couple of photos or a couple of reels. That's fine, we are all really anxious about the content we produce, but I would highly recommend posting a lot of content so you can gather the data and then taking a look at it afterwards. If you look at Rory, for example, if he posted 2-3 reels, then he wouldn't know that he was going to get that bump to the 14,000 reel that he posted about 6 in or 9 in, something like that. So create a lot of content and then assess what you can change, what you can improve, and which parts of that content were doing really well. Point number 4, in many cases he is using text at the beginning of the video to let them know what's going to happen and what they are going to learn or what they are going to discover in the reel. This is a great way to get the viewer invested straight away so they can watch that content all the way through, and that kind of leads us on to our next point, which is a very important one. Point number 5, his thumbnails are clear and easy to understand what you are going to get if you click on the reel. There's a principle on YouTube which is absolutely key to success. It is understanding that clickbait is extremely damaging to your content and to your channel and your account. I'll explain why. So your content is judged by algorithms by how it performs when people are watching it. If people click off your content within a few seconds of watching it, that content is dead. That is not going to get picked up by any algorithms at all. Now, why would people click off? Because it wasn't what they expected when they clicked on the thumbnail. So think about this, if the only people that were to watch your video fully understood what the video was going to be about, they would watch it all the way through, and nobody would click off it because the people who were going to click off it didn't click on it in the first place. All because the thumbnail was very clear about what was going to happen in the content. I can't express how important that principle is. If you apply that to everything that you do, that honesty, that transparency, everything will improve. But in a nutshell, that is why it's so important to make those thumbnails representative of the content. And if you can be as clear as Rory is about it, even better. So let's summarize. Point number 1, create useful content that people want to watch more than once, and when they do watch it, they get something out of it. They learn something or they feel inspired by it. Point number 2, be consistent. Make it very easy for people to imagine what you're going to create next. That makes them much more likely to hit the follow button. Point number 3, create lots and lots of content, and only once you've done that, look back at your grid, see what worked, do more of that and adjust from there. Point number 4, if it's difficult for you to explain on the video what's going on, use text at the beginning of the reel to let the viewer know what to expect, keep them hanging on. We saw how powerful that was at the beginning of this video. And point number 5, try and use a good thumbnail. It could just be a beautiful image, it could be something that represents that reel, or it could be the frame that contains the text like Rory's done in some of his. It's a really great way of explaining to the viewer what they're going to learn. So I hope you found that useful. I hope you're going to start making some awesome reels. And if you do, come and say hi on Instagram and show me what you've been doing. If you want to watch any of my other Instagram videos, I'll put a few on the screen right now. And remember to hit that round one in the middle one, my face, and then hit subscribe. If you do that, I will see you in the next video. Thanks very much, guys.